In this movie, we're going to talk about the user interface options. And this is one of the topics where we're going to adjust Excel's default settings. There are many more. Beginning with the mini toolbar, we'll talk about what it is and we'll show you how to turn it off. The quick analysis tool, again, what it is and how you can turn it off. Live preview, same thing. And screen tips, where there are actually 3 settings for screen tips. So I've got a worksheet set up with the word options in cell B5 and then some random numbers in columns D through H. And options is selected. If I double click options, the word options, the cell B5, and then drag my cursor across and select the word and release, I get what's called the mini toolbar, which is really a subset of the font command buttons that are found on the Home tab. We can change the font type, change the size, the point size of the font, make it bold, italicize it, and change the color. I'm going to escape out of that. If you don't want that to happen, you can go to Alt-F-T, Excel Options. The first group on the General tab are the User Interface options. These are the default settings, and it is to show the mini toolbar on selection. I'm going to clear that checkbox, say OK, and when I select B5, double-click to get into the edit mode and drag across, we, of course, no longer see the mini toolbar. I'm going to escape out of that. One of the reasons why you might want to turn that off, it might get in the way or it might be annoying, but if you right-click on the cell, you're going to get what is an enhanced version of that mini toolbar, where you have even more options as far as formatting that text. And you'll also get the shortcut menu below the toolbar, which gives you an array of other choices to select from. These 2 things you can't turn off. They're always there. If you right-click a cell, or if you right-click a selected region anywhere in that region, and you can even select a cell and pull up those tools at the same time by right-clicking the cell rather than left-clicking the cell. So the quick analysis, I'm going to escape out of that, select a region in that block of random numbers, press Control-A to select the entire block, and this little smart tag to the lower right-hand corner of this selected region is the quick analysis tool. This is new functionality for 2013. In that, this quick analysis tool is available. All of this functionality was available in 2010, but what Microsoft is doing is pulling down into the work area those commands that are still on the ribbon, but now they're more accessible because they're right next to the data, which is where you're going to be working. You can quickly choose from formatting options. It'll suggest some charts that you might want to create using this data. There's some totals choices, which are aggregations, sums, average, and so on. It'll also present to you some pivot table choices, and you can insert some spark lines. And you can go back to Alt-F-T and turn this off so you won't see it. I'm going to leave it on for now because what I want to show you next is Live Preview. Live Preview is available throughout Excel. Not in every case, but in most cases. When you hover over one of these formatting options, you get what's called Live Preview, which is pretty self-explanatory. We'll show you what this is going to look like before you actually make the selection and commit to this choice. Greater than highlights all the cells that are greater than the midpoint, the top 10%. So you get Live Preview with the Quick Analysis tool. I'm going to click off of that. Select another cell, Control-A. You also get Live Preview in the Styles Gallery. And I can make a choice, let's say neutral, and I'll continue to get a live preview with the other options. The conditional formatting options, let's pick color scales. You get a live preview of every single choice that you have on here. I'm going to escape out of that and escape out of that and go back to Alt-F-T and show you that you can turn off the Quick Analysis tool and turn off Enable Live Preview. I'm going to say OK. I'm not sure why anybody would do that because it's really convenient to see what effect that a choice is going to have before you make it. So finally, we have screen tips. Screen tips will pop up when you hover over a command button. This is Merge and Center. I get a graphic telling me what the Merge and Center will do, and actually also an explanation telling me what it will do. And it'll turn off by itself after a certain number of seconds. This is align right, so I get the name of the command button and a description of what it'll do. There are two other settings, Alt-F-T. That's the default setting. We can instead choose Don't Show Feature Descriptions and Screen Tips. I'm going to left click OK. And so now when I hover over Merge and Center, I just get in effect what is the name of the screen tip. For Merge and Center, it doesn't make much sense because it already tells me it's Merge and Center on the command button itself. But with alignment, it tells me it's right align. Somebody may not know that that icon is right align. Decrease indent, and so on. The last setting, Alt-F-T, is to not show the screen tips at all. That's pretty self-explanatory. If you choose this option, you can hover over these command buttons as long as you want, and you're not going to get a screen tip. So those are the user interface options. We talked about the mini toolbar, the quick analysis tool, which is new for 2013. We looked at live preview. All three of those, we can turn them off in the advanced options. And we looked at the three settings for screen tips.